Bombshell tapes allegedly show Beyoncé partaking in criminal activities at Diddy's parties, which could destroy everything the Carters have built for themselves. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Beyoncé has allegedly already started separating from her husband, Jay-Z, months ago. So Jay and Beyoncé got married at a secret ceremony on April 4th, 2008, and she allegedly got separated from Jay back in June 2023. So I think she separated from him before the Cassie lawsuit dropped because she knew stuff was going to hit the fan. And after 16 years of marriage, Jay and B are headed towards a divorce. And I think she's doing this preemptively to protect her image and brand and come out of the federal investigation squeaky clean. Oh, wait. Not so fast. Because just like Jennifer Lopez, people are saying Beyoncé isn't so innocent in all of Jay's shady background. So in the meantime, B has been keeping a busy bee by going on tour, doing award shows, and even started a hair care line to stack that paper up before the house of cards comes tumbling down. I mean, she wants to secure that bag no matter what, even if it means storing cash and oil drums in her grandfather's backyard. I know this from experience. You see, it was revealed that Diddy had secret recordings of all the celebrities that went to his Diddy parties doing criminal activity. And one of these recordings was said to include Beyoncé. So according to Jaguar Wright, B was partaking in doing Coca-Cola on video, and not the pop drink, which is obviously illegal. Her former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, also alleged that Jay was the one providing her with those substances to control her. This is so similar to how Diddy controlled Cassie by getting her hooked on rugs. So, I mean, is it possible Jay learned how to do this from Diddy? Learn from the best, so to speak. But speaking of Jay, people are wondering how Beyoncé didn't know about Jay's alleged dirty dealings with Diddy. So my question is, was Beyoncé just an innocent person in all this, or was she an active accomplice? Let me know what you guys think. One user on my last video wrote, quote, "Beyoncé knew, her sister knew, and now we all know," end quote. And this made me realize that maybe that elevator fight of Solange smacking Jay-Z in 2014 was because Jay was dragging them all into his tangled web of lies. So, as I'm sure you're aware, Jay and Diddy have been in partnership for ages. It feels like forever. But Beyoncé got pulled into this mess when they tied the knot. The Carters haven't exactly kept their friendship with Diddy under wraps. I mean, just take a stroll down memory lane and you'll find countless snapshots showing Beyoncé and Jay-Z mingling with Diddy at his parties and various industry gatherings. And if B was aware that all these illegal activities were taking place under her nose or up her nose, she could be charged for being an accessory to the crime or even obstruction of justice if she helped Jay cover it all up to save their careers. So according to Beyoncé's former bodyguard, Jay-Z and Diddy were the ones who put a hit on Notorious B.I.G. And this information was sent to the feds and could also be a reason why Diddy's homes were raided. And this wouldn't be the first time that Jay was accused of unaliving someone. Many users have suggested he unalived his mistress, Kathy White. So allegedly, Kathy was pregnant with Jay's baby while he was with Beyoncé, and she was pregnant with Blue Ivy. Jay allegedly got Kathy deleted to protect their relationship. Jaguar Wright even went as far as to say Beyoncé might have been the one to have done the deed of unaliving Kathy, because B apparently has a temper, but I think it's Jay who has the temper. A close family friend tipped off the press back in 2016 and said that Beyoncé is a workaholic who pushes her kids off onto a nanny when she wants to smoke some weed, which is quite often. Jay-Z, on the other hand, is a raging alcoholic, allegedly, and that Beyoncé is scared of him because he can physically harm her. I mean, that wasn't hard for a lot of people to believe because Jay actually has a history of not having his anger issues in check. So for instance, back in 1999, Jay-Z was hanging out in the club for Q-Tip's release party when he had an argument with a music producer named Lance Rivera. And things escalated pretty quickly, and Jay-Z pulled out like an 8-inch knife and stabbed the man. Then his bodyguards all rushed in and proceeded to beat the producer up with champagne bottles until the cops were called and intervened and possibly saved this guy's life. Now, at the time, Jay pleaded guilty and was bailed out at $50,000 and spent 3 years on probation, so he pretty much got a slap on the wrist. According to some people, Jay-Z, though, has some very low-key anger issues still, and B is scared of that. And that is why she stayed in the relationship for so long, despite cheating allegations stemming back to 2005 involving Rihanna. But Jay being shady and B turning a blind eye to everything doesn't end there. Jay was involved with Foxy Brown at a very young age, as well as Aaliyah. And some say, much like Justin Bieber and Usher, these young women were passed around the industry. Jay even went as far as to release an album with R. Kelly after R. Kelly was outed for marrying 15-year-old Aaliyah while R. Kelly was 27. I mean, Jay pretty much co-signed R. Kelly, who is now serving 20 years in prison for the same stuff Diddy has been accused of. And you know what they say? Birds of a feather flock together, and some even say Jay groomed Beyoncé at a very young age and waited until she turned 18 to announce that they were together. The interview where he allegedly says he met Beyoncé at 15 has since been scrubbed from the internet. For the longest time, people thought B was clueless about all of this, but her allegedly separating her assets from Jay says a lot. I mean, actions speak louder than words. She knows what she could be in for. B has been accused of stealing from smaller artists and destroying the careers of other female singers to remain at the top. It's been alleged that her and Jay pulled some strings to get Carrie Hilson's career destroyed after Carrie made a comment about B. And everyone on Beyoncé's record label, Parkwood Entertainment, is a flop. Some say B gets these artists like Chloe to sign to her label so she can make sure they don't do well so Beyoncé can remain number one. And guess what? These accusations aren't just popping out of nowhere. They're actually coming from people who were once in Beyoncé's circles. Let's talk about Kimberly Thompson, Beyoncé's former drummer. Back in 2018, she shook things up by dropping a huge bombshell accusation, claiming that Beyoncé was knee-deep in what she described as extreme witchcraft. Thompson even filed for a restraining order against Beyoncé, claiming that she was using spells and magic to mess with her even after she moved to another city to escape. More recently, Beyoncé's former dance captain, Ashley Everett, has been stirring the pot with some pretty wild allegations against Queen Bee. The streets are saying Ashley got caught liking some seriously shady posts and comments about Beyoncé, and get this, one of those posts even hinted that Beyoncé's music is demonic. By the way, that post that Ashley was caught liking referred to a speech by poet Jackie Hill Perry, who made waves with this theory that artists like Beyoncé are basically just puppets being used to push a demonic agenda. I mean, these days, people are looking at the Carters in a whole different light. One fan said, quote, "She's not leaving him, she's a female version of him. That's not going to happen. Even though he and Diddy are disgusting, her turning a blind eye is just as guilty," end quote. And another one added, quote, "I'm sure Jay made Beyoncé his accomplice, so if he falls, she falls. Both are enmeshed in this mess. I doubt she would divorce him," end quote. I mean, personally, I think the Carters didn't call their joint tour On the Run for nothing. But what's your take on all these crazy accusations swirling around Queen Bee? Do you think she is being controlled by Jay or is an active accomplice in this mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already by hitting my face right here. Please do it.